The characteristic of life. Biology is the study of life and living organisms. For as long as people have looked at the world around them, people have studied biology. Even in the days before a recorded history, people knew and passed on information about plants and animals. Modern biology really began in the 7th century. At the time, Van Leeuwenhoek in Holland invented the microscope, and William Harvey in England described the circulation of blood. The microscope allows scientists to discover bacteria, leading to understanding of the uses of disease. Will new knowledge about how the human body works allow others to find more effective ways of treating illnesses? All this is new knowledge needed to be put into order in the 8th century. The Swedish scientist Carl Linnaeus classified all living things into the biological families we knew and use today. In the middle of 9th century, initiated by engineers, the Austrian monk Georg Mendel created his law of inheritance, beginning the study of genetics that is such an important part of biology today. At the same time, while traveling around the world, Charles Darwin was formulating the central principle of the modern biology, natural selection as the base of evolution. It is hard to believe, but the natural affairs has become apparent only within the last half of the 9th century, and the first step on his part of discovery was taken by the Russian botanist Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892.
In the 20th century, biologists began to recognize how plant and animal live and pass on their genetically coded information to the next generation, scaling then partly because of developments in computer technology. There have been great advances in the field of biology. It is an area of ever-growing knowledge. During the past few hundred years, biology has changed from concentrating on the structure of living organisms to looking more at how they work or function. Over this time, biologists have discovered much about health and disease, about the genes which control the activities of our bodies, and how humans can control the life of other organisms. We need to understand how our activity affects the environment, how humans can take responsibility for their own health and welfare, and how we must be careful to make appropriate rules for the use of our genetic information. Nowadays, biologists are making fantastic discoveries which will affect all our life. These discoveries have given us the power to shape our own evolution and determine the type of world we will live in. Recent advances, especially in genetic engineering, have dramatically affected agriculture, medicine, veterinary science, and industry, and our world view has been revolutionized by modern development in biology. There has never been a more exciting nor a more important time to study biology. Biology is the scientific study of life. But what is life? When we see a bird on a rock, it might seem obvious that the bird is alive and the rock is not. But what precisely makes the bird alive and the rock not? Throughout history, thinkers in many fields tried to define life, although they have failed to provide a universally accepted definition. Most scientists agree that all living things share certain basic characteristics.
Organization. All things are made of chemicals, but in living things, the chemicals are packaging highly organized structure. The basic structure of life is the cell. Cells themselves contain small organelles that carry out specific functions. A cell may exist on its own or in association with other cells to form tissues and organs. Because of things highly organized structure, living things as organ reproduction. Reproduction is the ability to reproduce other individuals of the same species. It may be sexual or asexual. Reproduction involves the replication of DNA. This chemical contains genetic information which determines the characteristics of the end organism, including how it will grow and develop. The continued existence of life depends on reproduction, and this is perhaps the most characteristic feature of living things. Reproduction allows both continue and change. Over countless generations, this has allowed species to become well studied to their environment, and life to evolve gradually to more complex forms. Growth and development. Growth and development. All organisms must grow and develop to reach the sense and level of complexity required to complete their life cycle. Growth is a relative permanent increase in size of an organism. It is brought about by taking in some things from the environment and incorporating them into the internal structure of the organism. Growth may be measured by increases in linear dimensions, length, height, age, but is best measured in terms of dry weight, as this eliminates temporary change due to intake of water which are not regarded as growth. Development involves a change in a shape and form of an organism as its nature. It is usually accompanied by an increase in complexity. Feeding. Feeding living things are continuous, transforming one form of energy into another to stay alive. Although energy is not destroyed during this form transformation, heat is always formed. Heat is a form of energy which cannot be used for drive biology processes, so it's sometimes regarded as wasted energy.
Respiration living things need energy to stay living and to do work. Although food contains energy, this is not in a directly usable from it has to be broken down. The energy released during the breaking down is used to make ATP and emission transport. In a process cell respiration, ATP is an energy rich molecule and is only
full that can be used directly to drive metabolic reactions in living reactions. Extraction, the energy transformation that takes place in an organism involve chemical reactions that occur in organisms are called metabolic reactions. Waste products are formed in these reactions, some of which are poisonous, so they must be disposed of in some way. The disposal of metabolic waste products in select extraction.
Responsiveness. Living things are sensitive to certain things in their environments, stimuli, and respond in a way that tend to improve their chances of survival. The degree of responsiveness depends on an organism's complexity. A bacterium may be limited to simple responses such as moving toward favorable stimuli or away from harmful ones. People can make highly sophisticated responses to a wide variety of stimuli which they may perceive either directly or with the aid of technology devices. Moments. Responses usually involve some form of moments. Moments of whole organism from one place to another is called locomotion. Plants and other organisms that are fixed in one place do not display locomotion, but they can move part of their body. Moments of living things differ from those on non-living things by being active energy requiring processing arising from within cell homeostasis. Living things are to some extent able to control their condition so that their cells have a constant semi-scale of physical environment in which they can function effectively. The regulation and maintenance of a relatively constant set of conditions within an organism is called homeostasis. Homeostasis is a feature of a living system from a single cell to a whole biosphere, the part of Earth sustaining life. Evolution. Living things are able to sink into new form of life. This evolution usually takes place gradually over successive generations in response to changes in the environment.